It isn't just the lungs on an actress that denotes a scream queen, and the idea has morphed since the early days of cinema. No longer just an attractive damsel in distress, a scream queen has become so much more. Films are entirely built around a strong actress that embodies the term. Whether the damsel, the monster, the embodiment of vengeance, or the final girl, scream queens are just as important to horror as blood packs and rubber masks. Here is Full Blown Panic Attack's list of the top 10 scream queens. Number 10. Barbara Crampton. Barbara Crampton started life traveling the country with carnies, doing school plays, and eventually Shakespeare on the big stage. Her first screen acting gig was on Days of Our Lives, and she would go on to have roles in all sorts of different soap operas. She moved on to memorable roles in Body Double and Fraternity Vacation, but it was Reanimator that put her on the map. She and Stuart Gordon hit it off, and she would go on to star in other films of his like Castle Freak, and her completely unforgettable role in From Beyond. Her other films include Puppet Master, Chopping Mall, and after quite a long hiatus from horror, You're Next and Beyond the Gates. Number 9. Soledad Miranda. She died tragically in a car accident, but Soledad Miranda's 10-year career was enough to leave a long-lasting impact. The Spanish actress is most notable for becoming something of a muse for legendary director Jess Franco. Known for her intense beauty, Miranda made an immediate impression on Franco, and the remainder of her career was comprised of only his films. Count Dracula, The Devil Came from Akasava, She Killed in Ecstasy, and Vampiros Lesbos are just some of the films in her phenomenal resume. Number 8. Ingrid Pitt. Hammer Films had no shortage of beautiful actresses, but none that stood out so much as Ingrid Pitt. Appearing in some of the most sensual vampire films ever made, Pitt is an enduring presence. Her films include The Vampire Lovers, Countess Dracula, The House That Dripped Blood, and The Wicker Man. Pitt adored her fans and remained active on the convention circuit all the way up to her death at the age of 73. She also found the time to pen several books about her time as an insatiable and sexy vampire of the silver screen. Number 7. Michelle Bauer. Bauer has had an amazing and massive career in the horror and sexploitation genres. Just a few of these are Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-orama, Demon Warp, Nightmare Sisters, Puppet Master 3, Scream Queen Hot Tub Party, and Bikini Drive-In.
It's just tiny. When they said skimpy, they meant it.
Her most notable film is probably Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Known for being gorgeous and certainly not camera shy, Michelle is a queen of spooky VHS smut. Never taking herself too seriously and always aiming to please, she easily makes this list, and I had a hard time figuring out exactly where. Number 6. Misty Monday. Someone who doesn't usually make Scream Queen lists is Misty Monday, but that's a shame. It's true that Monday has predominantly made films of a more erotic nature, but she is just so damn good at it. With movies like Vampire Strangler, An Erotic Vampire in Paris, Dr. Jekyll and Mistress Hyde, Sin Sisters, and Lust for Dracula, she has amassed a huge collection of adoring fans in the erotic horror genre.
Have you been suckling the teat of another woman?
A number of years ago, Monday moved on from the sexier side of things with her given name, Erin Brown. Since then, she has starred in quite a few more traditional films like The New York Butcher, Theta States, Strip Club Massacre, Splatter Beach, and the delightfully cheesy The Rage. While maybe not for everyone, Misty Monday absolutely deserves to be on a list with other well-known scream queens. Number 5. Asia Argento. Who knows what kind of career she would have had it not been for her famous father, but Asia Argento certainly made the best of her opportunities. She appeared in Demons 2 and The Church before her father, Dario Argento, put her in the film Trauma. She would go on to star in 4 more of his movies, The Stendhal Syndrome, Phantom of the Opera, Mother of Tears, and Dracula 3D. Apart from her father's direction, Assia has consistently added to her portfolio in both horror and drama, including Scarlet Diva, Love Bites, The Red Siren, Triple X, The Keeper, Land of the Dead, and Boarding Gate. While she seems to have put horror on hold for now, no doubt she will return and give her fans more to scream about later. Number 4. Linda Blair. The Exorcist is often cited as one of, if not the, best horror movies ever, and that was in no small part due to Linda Blair's performance as Regan. She never really would repeat that glory, but Blair went on to have a damn good career in the horror and sexploitation genres. Movies like The Chilling, Witchery, Grotesque, Hell Night, and Heretic, the sequel to The Exorcist, immortalized her in the halls of horror, while other films like Chained Heat, Savage Streets, and Savage Island gave her a place of memory in the sexy side of cinema. Still working today, Linda Blair will always be remembered as that fresh-faced, pea-soup puking adolescent, but her entire catalog is definitely worth a watch. Number 3. Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is the person everyone thinks of when the words Scream Queen are uttered. She practically gave rise to the term. She went on to a long and successful career outside of the genre, but no one will ever forget her contributions to horror. In 1978, Halloween hit theaters and horror movies would never be the same again. From there, Curtis would go on to several other memorable films like The Fog, Prom Night, and Terror Train. After Halloween 2, we wouldn't see her scream again for a while until she came back for Halloween H2O in '98. She would later go on to star in the tragically canceled horror comedy series aptly named Scream Queens. And with the impending release of another Halloween remake, it's great to see Jamie Lee Curtis back and bringing the scary with her. Number 2. Danielle Harris. Since her memorable role in Halloween 4 and 5, Harris has been quietly carving out her space in the horror realm. Tiny, heavily tattooed, and underestimated, she makes the perfect female lead. She can kick ass or die screaming with the best of them, and I always look forward to her new films. Some of these being Urban Legend, the Halloween remakes, Blood Night, The Black Wakes of Echoes Pond, Cyrus, Shiver, Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, Victor Crowley, Hallows Eve, and most recently Inoperable. With several more films in the works, Danielle Harris is poised to have a career that could easily top a future list.
Do you ever fantasize about being killed?
Never.
Do you ever wonder about all the different ways of dying? Violently?
Number 1. Linnea Quigley. Okay, so you won't find her in the credits of any award-winning films, but Linnea Quigley is a staple in the horror world. She stars in many of the most loved cult films from the 80s and 90s, including Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama, Night of the Demons, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Graduation Day. Her portrayal of Trash in Return of the Living Dead is probably one of her most impactful performances for reasons that I can't show you here.
Do you guys have sour balls?
Why, sure we do.
Too bad. I bet you don't get many blowjobs.
She even starred in her own horror-themed workout video, though I'm not sure you would really call it that. Going down Linnea's list of films, there is no way that anyone else could take the crown as the ultimate Scream Queen. And while she never starred in anything with the caliber of Halloween or Exorcist, Linnea Quigley is absolutely unmatched. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm sure we left plenty of worthy additions off the list, so tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in